What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about the NASM Certified Personal Trainer exam. NASM stands for the National Academy of Sports Medicine. It's sort of self-explanatory, but I wish there was somebody or something like a video like this that just told me, hey, this is what's going to be on the exam. These are great little tips to follow. And I mean, I looked at some YouTube videos and they were helpful, but I'm just going to try and do a catch-all video for you all. So starting off, this is the book you want to have. This is the newest edition of the NASM Personal Trainer book, the textbook. So originally in January of this year, 2017, is when I signed up for the self-study. It's the minimum package you can actually purchase without just only getting, the textbook from some other source and then buying just the exam voucher. This is the lowest price package you can buy from the NASM off of their website. And I've taken many online classes. I have a decent background in health and fitness. I've taken human anatomy and physiology classes. I'm in the Army. I'm an Army Master Fitness Trainer. So it's similar to personal training in the civilian world. And overall, most of the concepts weren't that new to me. I knew a lot of it. But if you're completely not versed at all in health and fitness, then this textbook is great. Even I took away tons of things from this textbook. It even helps you just going out on your own as a personal trainer, knowing your scope of practice, and also knowing how to set up yourself for success, once you are done and once you actually pass the exam and you become a certified NASM personal trainer. How to accrue clients, the best areas to look, how to market yourself, so on and so forth. So it's a very helpful book. I'm fascinated with anything health and fitness, so I read it through and through. A lot of the concepts are great. I really like the OPT model, the optimum performance training model that the NASM follows. But short story, basically, yes, you should read this textbook. It's not that much. I mean, I think it's 16 total modules, 16 total chapters, that it's really not that much. It's definitely manageable. If you just allot yourself like an hour, even a week for 16 weeks, if you want to spread it out that much, you can even do, like on your days off, if you have like a regular person, if you have 2 days off a week, just allot like a 2-hour block, on one of the days. You can at least get, 1 to 2 chapters done, and that won't take that long to cover everything. But the most helpful thing that I was able to use was my self-study online more so than the textbook. Because 1, you have the e-text with the self-study. 2, each little chunk within each chapter you have client observations, you have little games that you can play that help ingrain all the concepts further into your head. And the most important thing that I can stress to anybody that's going to take the exam, 1, the bare minimum should be the self-study. I mean, you should invest at least that much to get the bare minimum package with the NASM. They're doing deals all the time. I did mine as like a post-holiday deal, and it was like $100, maybe $200 off, but they just did one for Memorial's Day. They do it for every holiday, so just keep checking on the website, and they always do deals. The self-study is immensely helpful. Each chapter is broken down, and like I said, you'll get activities that you can do. You get videos that help give you an overview of the chapter before you even read the chapter, so you sort of get all your concepts in your head before you read the chapter, and then the videos just put it all together and it becomes full circle. Another thing, probably the most important and helpful thing that I can say, is each of the chapters has an end of chapter quiz. It's 10 questions and you can take it unlimited times. Now, if you take it the first time and you get 10 out of 10, which I actually did surprisingly a couple times, take it again, because you may get another extra question that you didn't get on the first little 10 questions that they gave you for that chapter, and you might not know that one, or that might be a new concept. So take it until you get, 10 out of 10, like 3 consecutive times. So the most helpful thing that got me prepped up for the exam was these 10 question quizzes at the end of each module. There's 16 modules, there's a conclusion section, and there's the NASM CPT study guide. So within each module, not only do all the activities, there's actually a tracker for the self-study. It's a box, that the progress bar is what it is, and it shows each of the little boxes. I made sure I did every single one of those little boxes. Really doesn't take that much of your time, guys. If you have a decent work ethic, you can really just knock it out and just understand all the material. Read the textbook, read the chapter, and then do the little activities, like one day a week, a lot to just an hour or two, just knocking this stuff out, and it'll slowly get ingrained to you. Then when you're actually going to take the exam and you already set up a date, or you want to set up a date, you go online, take care of that, set up your date for the exam, and then the weeks leading up to it, I would highly recommend you go to the NASM CPT study guide tab. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now on my computer, and I'll show you guys with the camera facing my computer in just a minute. But you go to the NASM study guide section, take the study exam, and then there's the domain quizzes. So there's domain 1 through 6, and each of these quizzes are an additional 20 questions. So if you have the 16 different modules and you're taking 16 different modules, there's 10 questions on each of those little end of module quizzes. Then you have the study exam, which is 100 questions, and each of these domain quizzes is an additional 20 questions. You will be so prepared for the exam if you are getting these questions right. That's the thing, because to understand and to get these questions right, you have to know the fundamentals and know the overactive and underactive muscle groups, and know what happens when a muscle is overactive or underactive and why it's happening, and actually just know the basic anatomy of what the muscles are and where they're located. Just repeating these quizzes over and over and over again until you're just consistently just knocking out 8, 9, or 10 out of 10, or 18 or 19 or 20 out of 20, or knocking out like a 90% or above on that final exam of 100, the study exam. You have these available to you, so just keep taking them and taking them and taking them. You have unlimited uses, and the only thing that you have to lose is your ego, if you did bad on a quiz. But it's not like nobody else is looking at this, it's you. It's not like NASM's going to be, oh, you failed the quiz, so you're going to fail the exam. No, that's not. You have the self-study to use, so use it. It's a tool for you to utilize, so use it. This guy right here, this is my iPhone. So immensely helpful tool, because not only can you use your laptop while you're at your house or your apartment or wherever you live, your phone can be used everywhere. You can actually go, and what I figured out is that you can just go, if you're in, for example, my gym has Wi-Fi, and I was doing a diet, okay? So my cardio was increased, for this stint of time. So I was on an elliptical machine. Easiest thing ever. There's Wi-Fi in my gym, so I hooked up to the Wi-Fi and then go on the NASM website, and you can actually access the self-study on your phone if you have internet, or say you're in a Starbucks or something like that and all you have is your phone, or you even go to a McDonald's with your friends and they have Wi-Fi. Hook up the Wi-Fi, go to the NASM website on your phone, go into the self-study, and you can actually take the quizzes over and over and over again on your phone. So rather than paying, one thing that was highly recommended by a lot of people on YouTube is to get the Pocket Study or the NASM apps, and then access further premium access to premium content for all the quizzes is anywhere from $2, some wanted $20, and I actually didn't do that. I did the free version on each of those just to be exposed to more questions, but I realized that on my self-study that I have for the NASM, you can just retake all these quizzes over and over and over again. And I didn't even realize until like the last month that there was all the domain quizzes, which each one's 20 questions, and they were all new questions that I'd never seen before. That is the most important thing right there. Literally, all you need to do is just expose yourself to as many questions as possible. So yes, you could purchase the app and purchase more questions and just you'll still be exposing yourself. But if you haven't even done your self-study and actually done each of the 16 modules in the practice quizzes and then done all 6 of the domain quizzes and the 100 question practice exam and done that over and over and over again until it's like literally you're naming out adductors, you know, in the middle of your sleep, and you're like, oh, the lats are the overactive muscle, you know. So know those things. That is the most important recommendation I can give to anybody. One, yes, allot some time to read the textbook. You want to read each chapter, but if you were the type of person that you could just read the chapter and it was literally like, why did you even read it? Because you didn't hold on to any of that content. That's where the self-study helps you, because you have the videos, they'll further ingrain the concepts into your head. You have the activities, and through doing the activities you'll learn further and you'll understand the concept of each module even further. And the quizzes. Expose yourself to as many questions as you possibly can, because you're exposing yourself to the over and underactive muscles, you're exposing yourself to the NASM principles and concepts, you're exposing yourself to all the possible questions that could be on the exam that you will now get right because you know what the concept means. So I'm gonna be honest with you all right now. There were some questions in the whole thing that I exposed myself through that were almost identical on the NASM personal trainer exam. So if you just expose yourself to all of the NASM self-study, the ones that they're probably actually going to use the pool from, make sure you're on the NASM website and you're not, I mean, yes, I'm sure the apps are great, but who would you rather trust, the actual NASM who you're going to be taking their exam, or some Joe Schmo who made the app? So, yes. So, expose yourself to as much as you possibly can, because that's going to help you understand the concepts, and ultimately you'll learn how to rearrange them and apply them to each of the questions. And you'll get the questions right because it won't be foreign concepts to you. But I digress. Probably the best recommendation I can make to you is self-study. Take as many quizzes as you possibly can. Just take it over and over and over and over again, because you've got nothing to lose. I mean, you paid for it, so use it. Then get your phone. Whenever you have free time, get your phone out and go on the NASM website, log into your self-study and just take the quizzes on your phone. It's just like having the app. But if you don't have data, don't blow through all your data because you're going online. But if you're in anywhere that has Wi-Fi or anything like that, just use it and just keep on. Anytime you have free time or spare time, you're waiting in line at the groceries, take a quiz, take a 10-question quiz. It doesn't take long at all, and it's super convenient, and that helped me so much, just doing it on my phone, because you don't realize how much just time in between things that you do have time to just take a quiz and just basically study for the exam. So you log into the NASM site, then you go to My Courses, and then you go to the self-study portion. All of this right here, you have all these modules. So for instance, you go into module 1, you can download the e-version of the textbook and read the chapter. Then I did each one of these little videos, because while I was on the elliptical, you can just watch a video too. It keeps you occupied and it makes the cardio go by quicker, and you're learning at the same time. Then the on-the-job cueing, client observations helps you understand the concepts of the chapter even further. And then each of the activities are actually kind of fun and they're helpful. And then the practice quiz, this is what you want to do. Keep taking the quizzes over and over and over again. You can keep reattempting the quizzes
and do them again and again and again. Then you go to module 2 and you go so on and so forth, and you just keep doing that. And then this is what I was talking about over here, the progress bar. So these actually, it's actually ironic, they were glitched and they never checked off. I did them like 3 times correctly. I think they were activities, but for some reason they weren't actually shown as checked. But I did everything that would actually put the check. And then you go all the way down to the study guide tab, and then you not only have the practice exam, the CPT study exam, you have each one of these domains. The study guides are helpful, but I didn't even use the study guides because through doing the quizzes over and over and over again, I glimpsed over, each one of the study guides, but through doing the quizzes and understanding the concepts of the questions on the quiz, that checked all the boxes of the study guide. And then the last but not least, this is the actual scheduling link. So under the exam study, the study guide tab, go to the PSI scheduling link, and that's how you actually schedule your exam. You're going to want to do that because one thing, you'll delay and you'll procrastinate, but once you set that date and once you actually schedule your exam, then it's like go time. At least that's how I am. At least if I have a deadline, I know, hey, that's my deadline and I'm going to give it everything I got, and I'm going to make sure I'm accountable and stick to everything. So I'd recommend schedule your exam. Don't wait all the way until your time. In the forums and on the Facebook group, there's people talking about how they're having to like re-up, like repurchase the packages and stuff like that because they've let all the time go by with their self-study or their exam voucher. Don't do that. Set yourself up for success. Schedule your exam so you're accountable to a deadline, and take the quizzes over and over and over and over again. Like I said, until you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're like, glycolysis, ATP, the adductors are overactive, so the legs are caving in. That's basically where you want to be. But that's a good thing, because that's one thing I really like about the NASM and becoming a personal trainer under the NASM, is that you actually have to know the concepts and you have to know your stuff. It's not like you can cheat on this exam, because you cannot. So you're going to take the exam, you're going to have it proctored, and you guys are going to do fine, all right? You got to pass. So do the self-study, take the quizzes, and pass the exam. You guys are going to do fine. Don't stress so much about it. You know the material. You guys are going to do great. If you have any questions or you want me to cover anything else in depth, leave a comment below. Like the video if this is somewhat helpful, please. Subscribe if you're interested in health and fitness and my sort of content. I do vlogs and just short little videos and so on and so forth. It might be interesting to you. I'm always looking forward to building a bigger following. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know if this helped you at all, and let me know if you saw this video, applied any of the concepts, and took the exam and passed. So thank you so much, guys. Good luck. You guys are going to do fine. See ya.